Topukueta.
Hieronymus Bosch's Brutal Orchestra is a fantastic roguelike. Made by the indie developer Talia Meyer and her team, the game combines perfect mechanics in order to make a spectacular experience. Based on the famous medieval painter Hieronymus Bosch, I don't even know how to pronounce, works of art depicting religious themes and worlds, the game is a unique roguelike. From gameplay, lore, and small details, not to mention the tons of references to other media and such, and you got yourself an amazing time. Hello, my name is Razvan, and today we will look over Brutal Orchestra's Iceberg, containing known and lesser known things about this game. From known facts at the top to more obscure things that you may have not known about this video game. I made this whole iceberg myself for fun, but I'm going to be honest and say that it may not be the best. But I really wanted to make an iceberg because I am a really big fan of the game and some facts really got my interest and I thought I'd share this with you all. Maybe it's not the best structured iceberg, but I say it's fine for an iceberg. Also, a ton of information I have accumulated and put into this iceberg have been taken from the game's wiki page. And if you are wondering, yes, I am reading off a script. Anyways, without any further ado, let's dive right into the depths of the ocean of interesting things this game has to offer. Layer 1. The Far Shore. Ouroboros Origin. This is a pretty known fact about this boss from the game, but I included it anyway. The Ouroboros is not actually originating from this work of Talia, but an earlier one. Another short game known as Swallow the Sea. I didn't play it, but from what I saw it's somewhat like a horror game, and that's where the Ouroboros makes its first appearance in. The game is inspired by Lisa. Another known fact, but this game has a very heavy vibe to the Lisa RPG games, especially Lisa the Painful and Lisa the Joyful. It has that type of vibe because it was inspired by those games. It was confirmed by the devs that they inspired from the game in a Steam post, and that they became friends with some of the devs from the Lisa the Pointless fan game, which I think it's awesome and wholesome. Also, there is an item referencing Lisa the Pointless, that being the Jersey item. Cliver and Music Man. We all know that Cliver hates the Music Man, but did you know he has a connection to them? Apparently on the wiki it's told that Cliver is infected with the same tumors that the Music Man have, but his helmet prevents them from growing further and controlling him. It's also told that if he was to take off his helmet, he will quickly die because of said tumors that will expand and make him transform into an instrument of the ungod. Hans and Leviathan. Other characters that are correlated to one another have to be Hans and Leviathan. After all, in order to recruit Leviathan, you need to have Hans in your active member party. From what I understand, Hans is a part of a colony that Leviathan is a part of too, which makes them related. This was the known fact too, but I wanted to add it on the list. Layer 2. The Orpheum. Griffin's name origin. Okay, this one is pretty funny, I guess. But back again to the wiki. Griffin's name origin according to the wiki is from Peter Griffin. Yes, the Family Guy character. First time I read this, I was kinda shocked, not going to lie. World War II implications. This entry refers to the fact that the game's living world in the lore is set at the end of World War II. Hence making sense why a ton of items in this game are war related, like the recall gas mask and the splatter mask items. Speaking of items, item references. A ton of items are direct references to things like Hieronymus Bosch's paintings, like I said, World War II, and even other projects Thalia has worked on in the past, like the Rotter, being a reference to another game she made called Pit of Babel. I don't know how to pronounce it seriously. There is also an item called Lil Smiley, which is a reference to some Mickey Mouse World War II gas masks to calm children down in case of emergencies. Also, I'd heavily recommend, if you are interested in item references of this game, to go to Thalia's YouTube channel and watch her shorts explaining them. It's really entertaining and awesome. The director's quest is a collaboration. One of the game's quest, that being the director's final frame, is a collaboration with another game made by the same publishers of Brutal Orchestra. I found this randomly on the wiki. Anyways, the game they collaborated is a game called Video Horror Society. Very interesting fact about the quest. Layer 3, The Garden. Early development type. Fun fact, in the early development stages of the game, the party member type will actually be at the top of the screen, unlike the other party members in battle. It was funny, but due to playtesters having a hard time keeping type alive because they forgot about type that was in the party and being easy to forget the party member, Thalia made type sprite just like the others. Ball Wizards and real-time gameplay. Brutal Orchestra didn't even start off as what we know of it today, but it was originally a project called Ball Wizards, and it was supposed to have real-time combat, but the game got evolved into what we know today as the turn-based RPG roguelike Brutal Orchestra. Although on the wiki there are some screenshots of the early stages of Ball Wizards and the early stages of Brutal Orchestra. It's amazing how far this game has become, and I am seriously proud of Thalia for making this masterpiece and the others. Francis Bacon inspired Osman. One of the two final bosses of the game, Osman Sinox, actually has his face model inspired by the Irish painter Francis Bacon, who also made the painting resembling Osman's face one of the battle. I'm pretty sure this is where they inspired from, and it's very interesting. Noak and Osman are related. Okay, I'ma be honest, this one is gonna be a bit of a headache to explain, but here goes. Basically, in the lore, the wiki says that most likely the final boss, Osman Sinox, is ontologically related to Noak. I don't know what the word ontologic really means, to be fair, and I googled it up and still don't know. And that he is an alternate universe Noak. This is a bit of a lore rabbit hole and a tad bit complicated to explain, but it is interesting, so if you are interested you can search more on the wiki's lore category and take a look. But anyways, Osman is a very mysterious character in the game too, so we aren't sure. Layer 4, The Beast Machine. The final tier of the Iceberg. Mordrake's origins. Mordrake, the hardest character to get in the whole game, needing 13 final boss achievements, actually originates too from another project that Thalia made but sadly cancelled. A roguelite called Devour that really seemed interesting, but like I said, it sadly got cancelled. Carcarion's Pact. Canonically, in the game's lore and universe, Purgatory was dominated by a species of creatures which is the species of the Carcarion. They thrived for a ton of time, even being able to stand against an ungod, according to the wiki. But one of them, being the Carcarion we know now, made a pact with a demonic being to become immortal and protect their kind from extinction. Sadly, it was futile, and the beast now, after eons of having this pact, for immortality, sadly become alone and didn't get to protect his kind, and the worst part, his body was degrading from the curse alongside his sanity. We also can see two pairs of eyes in the Carcarion sprite, being some kind of demon taking hold of him when he made the pact, keeping him in this awful agony all this awful eternity. Hikori's fight has a reference. One of the first area's bosses, the Hikoris, always have a guy running in flames in the background screaming while you battle them. We all know that, and the scream they make too. But did you know that it's another reference to Lisa? In Lisa the Painful, there is an enemy that is on flames, found at the peak of a mountain, and this has been confirmed to be a reference also by Talia herself. Pitiful corpse 1% chance pose. Well, here we go again. So the wiki says that the pitiful corpse was planned to have a 1% chance of doing the Family Guy death pose, just like the meme, but that got scrapped. Seriously, what is with Family Guy in this game? Sacred boss fight. This is pretty well known, but there is actually a secret boss battle in the game. A super boss. That being, drumroll, Bronzo. Yes, that guy who keeps begging you for coins in the middle of your runs. Yeah, that guy. I know a lot of people know, but for those who don't know, after you complete his quest, he can spawn as a boss in the run. This was added in the Exquisite Corpse content update. What can I say? This truly is the brutal orchestra. Alright, this video is pretty long and took some time to make, and I will make this auto very short. First off, I want to say thanks Talia for commenting on my last video I posted, the Minecraft mode with a smooth skin boss. She made this she made this awesome game. I had a blast making this Iceberg of this particular roguelike, and maybe it was not the best, but I really hope you enjoyed the video. Also, sorry that it's kinda awkward for me to talk, and yeah, speaking like this, English isn't my first language, but yeah, I'll go now. Until next time, stay safe, God bless, and goodbye. Răzvan out.